So for this photo, I'm going to be talking about vantage point, time, and tone. So the first point, the vantage point, it appears that the photographer is up on this kind of sand dune right here, looking down on this wagon and then also across to this larger dune in the background. So the vantage point, I would say, is relatively even with the horizon line we see here, looking straight across, but is also, it places him slightly above the wagon because we can kind of see the top of it here and over the backs of the horses, which gives us an idea of kind of the size relative to the dunes here. The vantage point is further away from the subject or main object that we're looking at here, which really highlights the size difference and also just the sparse, kind of desolate background that we see. For time, what we have here is a static scene. There's nothing really in motion here or that's moving. Obviously the sand, nothing here is going to be moving, but if we look at the horses, there's a little bit of blurriness with the ears here. I think that's just due to a longer exposure time. Obviously if the horse has to sit here for a couple minutes while the photographer is taking the photo, the ears are going to move. But I don't think there's anything in motion here. You know, all of their legs are in the same position, stationary. So that, I guess, would allow for a longer exposure, and it affects the visual organization of the items in the photo in that the wagon is in place. So we really get that contrast of seeing the clear, sharp image of the wagon against the giant dune here. For tone, I would say that the tone directs the eye, the viewer's eye, towards the wagon, the subject here, because the tones, while they're all kind of muted and softer almost, they also contrast, because we have the darker grayish browns up here and down here, but separating these darker colors is this massive wash of lighter toned sand. And these dunes kind of blend together to make just one big mass that really highlights against the darker tones of this wagon and the horses. So I would say the tonal range is light. Yeah, it's light, but it's also very soft. We have a wide range of tones. Even, you know, we can see in the footprints here, in the horses and the plants, and then these darker dunes in the background. These lighter dunes even blend into the sky, kind of, which just makes them appear larger and contributes to that, not quite illusion, but the appearance of the massive dune in relation to the tiny little wagon. I would say the tones are muted and subdued.